I'm Streetside Anthony, and you're watching the Kranky Canadian.
What is going on, everybody? Happy Monday to everyone that is here. Anybody who's watching afterwards, another beautiful Monday. I am caffeined up as usual. I had my double espresso. I got my big cup of go-go juice on my side, and I got a great guest tonight. DJ Linx, what is up, brother? Say hello to everybody.
What's going on, man? Thanks for having me, DJ Linx. I'm just happy to be here. I feel blessed. I feel like being on this show is another stamp of validation, and I'm just super excited, my brother.
Yeah, well, I mean, you're putting out some great content. It was only a matter of time. You have a great personality. That's what shows like this are more fun when you're able to interact and ask some great questions. And definitely look forward to having you on. And I'm glad you're here. So why don't you tell a little bit about where you're from? As much of your as much as your government name you want to tell people, and don't go too crazy because I got questions to ask.
No, of course. Thank you. So my name is DJ Linx. I guess my government, people call me Danny or whatever. That's my real name. Born and raised in Brooklyn, New York. Brooklyn till I die. I'm just a Brooklyn dude. I was born and raised in Bed-Stuy. So Bed-Stuy, Jay-Z, Biggie, you know what I mean? Yeah. All the greats. Yeah. Up until I was about 21, and then I moved to up until I was 20, and then I moved to the south side of Brooklyn, which is now called like East Williamsburg or something like that. It's like a fancy name now. But to me, it's still the south side. And then I moved in 2001 to Bushwick. So I live in Bushwick, New York. Just a diehard New Yorker, man.
That's good stuff, man. We talked about backstage. I'm a Nets fan, so I've gone to Brooklyn a few times. I've been there just to visit. I love that area. I love it over by the shore, that little area between the Brooklyn and Manhattan Bridge right there. Yeah, it's a beautiful area.
Like back in the day, it was called, when it was the factories and stuff, like Farragut. I think now it's Dumbo. Now that it's gentrified, it's Dumbo. But yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about, man.
Plus, all throughout those streets, man, they got all sorts of little shops. I found a little pizza place to eat over there. It was banging right underneath the bridge. So I love that area. Next time I'm up there, I'll have to hit you up for sure.
Hell yeah, man. Yeah, I would love that. There's an ice cream shop there right at the foot of the Brooklyn Bridge. It's to die for. Like my family and I, we drive over there just to get ice cream, and then we drive back.
Oh, nice. Well, now I know that's there, I'll have to check it out.
Yeah.
So we'll jump right into it. So, normally when I start these, the people that I'm interviewing, I actually interacted with on Instagram first, but it's the opposite with you. You were on YouTube first, and I first kind of interacted with you in the chat, not only on our shows, but on some of the other shows that, we watch at the same time, and then, over to Instagram. So you started last year, YouTube.
Yeah.
Well, let's put it this way. You started comic book content last year on YouTube. So that's like some of your, but like 10 years ago, you had a thing, right? So you're a real DJ, right?
Damn, you went back.
So yeah, because I like to see like I would tell people, if you're going to interview any one of us, go back and see some of our first videos where we have the iPhone taped to a selfie stick, taped to a bar stool, and internet's cutting out. So you had that. So there was a Batman versus Superman Linx edit. There was you had a cipher. It was a shady cipher that you said it was a Linx edit down. How did you get away with playing those, not getting booted off or tinged?
You went back. So with the Batman versus, first of all, I started it a long time ago. I think it was, I don't remember, but some of the earlier videos, there was one of a performance by Noel.
Yes, I was gonna bring that up, dude. Silent Morning, bro. I was like, what?
Silent Morning, love freestyle. That was actually
my videotaping it, or were you DJing?
No, I was DJing. So that was actually my dad's 60th birthday party.
Was he the one in the middle of the floor getting down?
Yeah. That was him. That was his 60th birthday party. I was DJing it, and then we brought in Noel because my dad's a big freestyle fan. So we brought in Noel, and he performed a couple of songs. So that was awesome. But things like it's funny that you bring it up, the Batman versus Superman edit. I edit videos like I enjoy editing videos. I think for me with the YouTube, that's one of my favorite parts is editing the videos. I know people hate it, it's work. I just enjoy the creation. So with that Batman versus Superman, what I did, which is really weird, was took the Zack Snyder's Batman versus Superman Dawn of Justice, the opening, and then I just chopped it up and I put the ending of the Joker, excuse me, where Thomas and Martha Wayne get shot in the alley, crime alley.
Right.
So I took the opening of Dawn of Justice and I took the footage from Joker and kind of spliced it up and gave it that feel. And then with the cipher, the shady cipher, I remember on BET, they had the whole cipher. So with that edit, I just took out the crowd noise and took out the talking in between. So it's just them just spitting for the entire time.
Yeah, I listened to the whole thing today at work.
Yeah, that came out really, really good. And that was like one of my first like.
But once again, how the hell did you get away with putting that on YouTube without getting dinged on YouTube? Like,
yeah, I'm pretty sure it's not monetized or anything like that. Like, I totally forgot I had them on legit until you just mentioned it.
Yeah, but usually, like, if you have videos like that, they'll take them right down. I mean, you got someone else's music and videos.
Stop trying to wrap me out, Raj.
I thought that was good. I'm like, but it was I had never seen the original Shady Cipher, so I was dying to ask you what you did to that was different than the original. So you took out the crowd noise and all the talking and stuff.
So all the crowd noise, all the talking in between. So let's say I don't remember the order, but let's say Eminem was rapping. In between that, he would be like, okay, now Royce is gonna come up and blah blah, and then he'll go. So this one is just completely, and I edited it so the beat is chopped perfect. So that it doesn't skip a beat. It's right on cue. Everything is done to perfection, if I might say so. Sorry to be toot my own horn like that.
It looks like you put the suit back on. No, yeah, I enjoyed it. I was listening to this.
I got that.
You got that? I like that your little Jeeves impression with your suit on for that unboxing was good.
Yeah, this
but I definitely enjoyed that. And then, like I said, I saw the party. I'm like, is that Noel? And I'm like, so did you just hire him to play? Or?
So it's funny. So at that, I have two older brothers, a younger brother and a younger sister. So at that time, my older brother, he just went out and he found them and he paid him and he came to the party. So then that was back then. So I don't know, maybe that's like 9 years ago. So then my second oldest brother now, he's the road manager for Coro. Where are you tonight, my love?
Yeah.
Coro, Cynthia, and another cat. Yeah, so he's their road manager, and he hangs with them in Florida.
That's that's huge now because people, anybody that doesn't know the old Spanish freestyle back when it was only called freestyle, when I started going to clubs, that was the music that was kicking, and we would go to the clubs Thursday, Friday, Saturday night, and that's all the music that was playing.
Yeah, and for me, that was before my day because I was born in '80, so I was a little kid when that came out. But my parents loved that type of music, my brothers loved that type of music, and that transferred over to me, and I absolutely enjoyed it. Sure,
there's a lot of great music to sample from that stuff too.
How's it? What is the Mexican thing?
Yeah, that's a good impression right there. I'm gonna to segment that out like Sith does for his shows on that.
Oh wow.
But yeah, like I said, I kind of threw me off. I'm like, he had Noel over there playing. That was 10 years ago or something like that. I'm like, I gotta ask him about that.
Yeah, and I think in between, I have some horrible videos, like vacation videos and things like that. I don't know if I took them down,
but it did because it was just music and those things,
Oh, okay, good. Had a horrible twerk contest that I had to remove.
Thank God I didn't accidentally watch that. But your first real comic video was last year, April or something like that, right?
Yeah, so April 28th is when I uploaded my first piece of comic book content. I would watch a bunch of YouTube videos and definitely Wink Inc. was one of the biggest inspirations. So I would watch his video and I was just like, yo, I want to do this. So I ordered some mystery boxes, took forever to get in, by the way. And I filmed it. The video was horrible. The quality was terrible, but yeah, I did it. And doing that video, I guess that was the biggest obstacle. So once I was like, yo, I did this. Now I just need to improve. But April 28th. So it'll be this month, next week, that I'll be on YouTube an entire year.
Yeah. And it's definitely, I loved it because you did the mystery boxes. and one of the first books you pulled out was a DC book, and you're like, well, I'm not really a DC guy, and it was like 90% of the 2 boxes was DC stuff, and you kind of took it well for, you know, you're like, all right, well, he's already learned how to just pretend that he's okay with the book, like, except for the one you're like, I don't even have any interest in this. Like, who wants it? You threw one of them.
Yeah, I regret doing that because I wasn't trying to do it for like clickbait or just for shock value. I legit was just like, yo, what the hell is this? And I threw it.
Hey, we've been there.
That's how I am in my real life. Sometimes I throw stuff. And it was just, I took such a break from comic books and stuff that I didn't know what it was. So then I realized that after the fact, like, just because I'm not into it doesn't mean that it's not worth anything, because obviously we want our stuff to be worth stuff, and B, somebody else might want that, and I'm minimizing my chance of selling it if they're seeing my video and see me throw it across the floor.
You're like, the hell's that?
Yeah, that was a basket full of heads number 4.
So was it ever worth anything, or did anybody want it?
I think I sold it on eBay for like $3.
All right, we got a super chat from Streetside Anthony, my man. I'm going to see him this weekend. I am very much looking forward to this show in New Hampshire. Roger, I enjoy all the 3 MIB content. I think this series is my favorite. It is nice hearing everyone's unique backstory to Days and Links. Hashtag NY brother. Streetside Anthony, you already know how I feel about you. You're one of the greatest people in this community. You know, you've donated books to our giveaways. You donated a slab and a couple really key books to the charity raffle I just did. You know, you're always giving back, and you could tell people appreciate you because you saw what they did for you this past weekend, which was really, really cool. Yeah. So we're going to give you, I got to give him a little, show me the money.
Hey, I got Bob Sugar on the other line. I better hear you say it.
Yeah, no, show you the money.
Not show you. Show me the money.
Show me the money.
Yeah. Louder.
Show me the money.
That's it, brother, but you got to yell that shit.
Show me the money.
I need to feel you, Jerry.
Show me the money.
Jerry, you better yell.
Show me the money. Show me the money.
I love that clip.
Streetside Anthony is the man. I met him last month at a con. So he was sitting at his table. I just walked up to him. Somebody's calling me. Come on, man. And I walked up to him. I tried to be funny just to hand him a sticker and a pin. And he was like, DJ Linx. Oh, man. Such a great dude. He's such a great dude. As we were talking, as I went up, we were just talking, blah, blah. Somebody is perusing his books. So then he pulls out a stack of books and he's just like, oh, hey, how much you want for these? And he's just like, just take them, go away. But not like that. He was just like, just take them, they're yours. And then the guy's like, really? He's like, yeah, just take them, they're yours, don't worry. And then we just continue talking. So he is a treasure, that guy.
Yeah, I had the pleasure of going last year before the winter hit with me, Otto, Dave, it was all 3 men, and the Pressable Deffects. And we went and did a tour. We had a honey hole, went to see Streetside. Like, I opened up the door to the car, came out, and he yelled my name. Like, what the hell? Where am I? It was just same thing, just a warm welcome. Just so happy to see people from the community. And he does so much for the community. That's why we all want to give back to him. And I appreciate that super chat, my man.
Yeah, hell yeah. I need to get up there. And when the weather gets nicer, get up there to the Bronx.
Hell yeah. We'll have to all plan that out, man. Go get some pizza after.
Hell yeah.
So your videos, unboxings, you got hot toys. I can see the statues, but I last year pre-ordered my first ever hot toy.
Nice.
That's going to be, I think they start taking payments out in August. I got the Ahsoka hot toy to go with my Clone Wars #1 that I had bought. And then someone from the Great White North hit me up on Instagram DM. Did you see this? And it's basically the same size. It's not considered a hot toy, but it's a Captain Canuck statue, which is going to come at the same time. So up to now, I have none. And then I'm going to have 2. And I don't think my wife's going to enjoy that too much.
And then you're going to have 4. And then you're going to have 8.
That's what happened with the Funkos. I had 0. And someone put in one of our comments, one of you should do a mystery Funko box. So we always read comments and try to abide by them. So I bought a mystery box. All of a sudden I had 10 Funkos, and now I got 15 Funkos, and So
Yeah, I'm the same. I have the beginning of my channel I didn't have any Funkos. And then I started getting them, the music ones. So I just have a bunch of music ones, and then I have a few movie and show ones that some were AOKs or people got me as gifts. But I love the music pops, especially like the hip hop stuff.
yeah. So in your CGC submissions, so
Yeah.
I got to ask you, because when we first started doing CGC submissions with 3 Men in a Basement, right off the bat, Everett and I said, listen, this is going to be so much better if we don't find out the grades.
Yeah.
Okay, let's not find out the grades. Let's get our honest reaction. That's where the karate chop came from. It's where the Roger gets shit on reaction. That once there was a video of me just in utter disgust, and it's all fun and games because the reaction's real. So I didn't realize you also did the same. Have you always done that? Just not because not a lot of people can do that, and people used to tell us we're crazy for doing it.
Yeah, I don't check the grades. And if you look at the first CGC unboxing that I did, I sent in 4 X-Men number 4s, first appearance of Omega Red. And at that time, I didn't know about cleaning or pressing either. So I just sent the books and then I opened them legit. And I was furious because of the grades. I was expecting 9.8s and I'm going to sell this for this, and this. I was furious. But nah, I have on my, because I do it on my work computer and all my passwords are just saved there. So I'll go in, I'll submit my stuff, and then that's it. And then once the invoice hits, like 2 months later or whatever it is, then I know something's on the way. And it's legit my reaction. The other day I opened one and I think it was a recent book, Incredible Hulk. Yeah, the Immortal Hulk.
Hulk, 41. The one where they're sitting at the diner table.
Yeah, which is a fantastic cover with Thing and Hulk. And legit, I stopped filming and I had to go and check it. And I looked it up on my phone. I had to reset my password because I didn't know my password. And so those are my genuine reactions when I open those CGC boxes.
Yeah, and I think that's, like I said, we've been doing that for the last 4 years or whatever because we realize that it makes for great content. As much, I mean, there's times where we've gotten submissions back and it's like, well, we're not going live till next week. And I'm looking at this box for a week and a half, waiting for a live show going, this is driving me nuts. And there's a lot of people that's, no, I can't do it. Or so I thought that was pretty awesome when I was watching your videos and I saw that you also don't find out the grades. Yeah, that's something you just decided to do on your own? Is it from watching other channels who did it, or?
I think I saw another channel. I can't say exactly who, but I definitely had to see somebody else do it. It might have been Very Gary, if I'm being honest. If I'm really thinking about it, I just think it's better that way. Because then what happens is if I pull out, let's say something that I wanted a 9.8 and it's a 6, right? Well, perfect example. I sent in Amazing Spider-Man 344, first appearance of Cletus Cassidy. And I thought it was going to be a 9.8, pressed and clean. It came back a 5.5. If I had opened that box off camera, I probably wouldn't have filmed my reaction because I would have been so pissed. Yeah. So it's one of those things. And then you talking about like stacking I have a box of just a bunch of boxes in front of here, like underneath the camera, that's just waiting for me to film it. So I don't open anything until I actually film.
Love it. I love it. I love it. We do the same ththing, and I think it's great content.
It's just people better. Yeah,
love the reaction. Same thing. You go back and watch my CGC unboxings. It's, I even, whether it's pre-recorded or it's not, you're getting what I'm seeing for the first time, and I've had a couple of those where, hey, I'm thinking a 9.2, 9.4, and it's a 6.0. Like, what? Was somebody shit on the inside of this thing, and I didn't know it? Like,
yeah, for me, that Amazing Spider-Man is a joke. Like my wife was just like, "Oh, just get rid of it, sell it for $5, whatever the fuck." And I was just like, "Nah, this is a reminder to never make that mistake again."
Yeah,
CGC they have their own issues, but that's neither here nor there. It's like,
well, I think when something's objective, it's you're always counting on the person who's looking at it, right? Yeah, right. Uncanny was watching, like the Secret Wars 8. Hey, a lot of that was my misjudgment of the book because the person who pressed it. And I sent it out for someone else to take a look at it. They said the same thing. They're like, it's not worth cracking. So I misjudged it. I missed something on there. And it's, I'm not. That's why we rely on, guys like Erod or Spineworks. And when we send it to them, what do you guys think? They're the professionals,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely.
I think they'll argue that they're professionals, but I think they are. What kind of videos content that you put out do you prefer? Do you like the pre-recorded stuff or do you like doing the live videos?
I definitely prefer the pre-recorded stuff. But even when I say pre-recorded stuff, like let's say if I'm doing a mystery box or if I'm doing my weekly haul, that's all done in one take. So when people talk about like my edited videos, it's literally I'm just chopping it up, zooming in, zooming out, intro, outro, and things like that. It's done in one take. But it's easier for me because I have like a template that I work off. I just like doing it that way. For the lives, I just started the live, so I did 3 episodes of In the Mix. That's on my Friday show, and the reason why I did that, I thought it was it was the next step in my evolution of my progression. And it was just an obstacle that I felt like I had to tackle. I'm deathly afraid of doing live. So I know people are like, oh yeah, you're personable and all this other stuff. I'm sweating. I'm super nervous. I guess for this one, I'm less so because you're East Coast guy, you know what I mean? Yeah. So we already got that bond. But definitely live.
Like a big teddy bear who gets cranky every once in a while.
Yeah. But you definitely love the edited stuff, comic book edited stuff, as opposed to if I do like a statue review or a Hot Toys review, those are a pain in the ass because you got to move the camera, angles, this and that. I do not prefer those.
Yeah, I think when I do pre-recorded stuff, it's the same way. I try to do it all in one take.
Yeah.
If anything, like I did one with my brother and his camera cut out for 10 minutes. So, I remove that, put the intro, outro, you add some comment, bells, that stuff. But I'm not looking to take 8 different cuts and mold them all together. I just don't got that kind of time,
I did that in the beginning where I needed like the perfect whatever, like blah, blah. And after a while, I'm like, it's taking up too much time. Then it's taking up too much space on the memory card, right? Then I have to copy that over to the computer. It's taking up too much time copying over to the computer. And I was just like, fuck it. If I mess up, it's okay. It's just gonna add to my authenticity, right? And once I realized that I'm just gonna put myself out there, like it, love it, hate it, whatever it is, that's me. And I whatever mess ups, everything, I just leave it in. Like I don't care.
I agree with that. I think it shows, you put a good video, but it's still personable.
Yeah, thank you.
So I saw your interview with Wink, big wrestling fan, both of you. So the whole segment. So I don't know this, but I get a monthly Boxed Heroes mystery box. I have since they became a company. We knew somebody who they reached out and said, would you be willing to buy some of these and try them out for us? And basically when they first started, I've gotten a monthly subscription ever since. Every once in a while, if we need content, I'll buy an extra one. So I have 2 to open. Mm-hmm. I've been very fortunate with my Boxed Heroes, if I get to put it that way. I don't know if you've ever, well, you have, because you have videos that you have Boxed Heroes, or how often you got them. You definitely always get more than your money's worth. You always get a couple really cool variants, and the subscription bonus, the extra book that you get, is always something that's recent and sometimes it's speculative. Mm-hmm. I've hit a couple grand prizes. I got a 9.8 signed ASM 375, the gold cover. You just got back in a 9.6, right? Yeah, got that at 9.8. I had the first one I won was a blank variant of Ghost Rider, and the cover was like paper, almost like tissue paper. It was a sketch, not a remark, and an autograph from, and of course I'm going to forget who the hell did it, but they did a remark and signed it, and it was a 9.8. This thing was beautiful. Okay, so that was like within the first couple weeks, and I've gotten a couple of the the Raw, X-Men 4 first Omega Red. Yeah. So when you guys brought up the conversation of the accusations of, well, you're only getting those good books because they know you're going to open them on your YouTube channel. And I heard you guys bring that up, and I said, thank God it's not just me, because I hear that shit, and I'm like, are you effing kidding me? They box up hundreds of these things a month. Do you think they handpick mine because they know it's going to me? Yeah. Like, they box these things up. They're like, okay, here's this round for this month. They put them all up. They put them in an envelope. Who's this going to? Here's the sticker for the address. To think that they're personally picking out books. Yeah. To send to people who have YouTube channels so that the perception is that you get better books is the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard.
Yeah, it is. So I think with we have to separate what kind of mystery box, right? So Box Heroes, that Spider-Man booth, those are franchise boxes where it's like they don't care. They're just sending stuff out. It doesn't matter who it's going to. What we were talking about were like the Instagrammers. So people that have put out a box. I have a box of 10, and then if Winking gets one, if Roger gets one, if Linx gets one, we'll send them the GP. So that's what we were talking about. And I was surprised when Alex said, yes, that sometimes happens because we're selling their boxes for them. That's just the nature of the beast. Not that we're asking for it. I was taken aback by his response as well, because I'm thinking, no, everyone's on the up and up. And yeah, so that happened to me, and I brought it up because it happened recently. So I pulled out, I got a mystery box, and mind you, I've opened hundreds of mystery boxes, and I think I maybe hit on, out of let's say 100 boxes, like 4 big prizes, 4 or 5. But I opened one, and it was like an first appearance of Norman Osborn. In the same box, it was the Green Lantern, the Speedy Drug Story, so Green Lantern 85, and a couple of other big books. It was like $150 mystery box, and the value of that was just like almost $500. So then people were telling me that got the same box. They got horrible boxes. And they were like, you only got your box because you're on YouTube. And I was like, I mean, at the end of the day, if that's true, it's not my fault.
Yeah. And I just, hey, listen, I bought a $200 box from somebody on Instagram, and everybody know who that is. And they're probably going to start putting little emojis in the chat. And before it was sent, we talked about I was opening it up on the next live show, and you guys all saw what I got for that $200. So
was that X-Men #1?
Yeah, no, it was.
I know what box you're talking about. That was my first video that
X-Men #1 was Erod's version of the same box.
Yeah, there we go. I knew it was one of them.
Yeah, there we go. There go to the emojis.
My chats on IG, it was like, you have to see this box that Roger opened up, and that was my first chance, or my first experience with you, like watching you on video. It was that box. Makes for great content.
It does. And you know what? We're out in the open. We're honest. I don't, we didn't sugarcoat it. If you get me a good box, or if it's good, I'm going to give you your props. And if it's bad, it's not like we slammed it. We didn't okay, the chat did, but not like us in the video. We didn't say anything bad. I didn't say anything derogatory. It is what it is. It's a crapshoot, right?
Yeah. And you opened that up so that I don't have to. There
you go. I did it for the community. You guys are all welcome. You all owe me $1 each. And that's what we do, right? We're going to open this up, see if it's any good, and whether or not to get into it or to stay away from it.
Yeah, so that's one thing. Whenever I've opened up a few bad boxes. A couple of them I didn't even bother putting out because I don't want to put that negativity out in the world. Another one, it was bad, but I needed content, or else I wouldn't have a video that week, and I just left it. But I made it funny, and I was just like, But we all open bad boxes, but those companies I would never get, or those Instagrammers I would never get from them again.
Thanks, Jose. Appreciate you, man. Glad you're there for me.
Nerdy girl.
Yeah. Thanks, Guy. Guy's good for beating around the bush, but not.
Uh-huh. That box was, my God, that was bad. I
Doing the Lord's work this way. Ever since I stopped teaching religion, this is how I do it. I take care of you people.
Nice.
Yeah, it did make for a good rant. Not as good as the Unknown Comics rant, but nothing will ever be that good. So you put out videos every couple of days. You ever get worried or afraid that you're going to burn yourself out?
So my schedule, mystery box or whatever it is, edited videos, Monday, Tuesday, take a break on Wednesday, and then I put out the new comic book day on Thursday, and then I have the live on Friday. Yes, to be truthful, yes, I feel sometimes that I'm going to burn myself out. I enjoy doing the editing piece. So for me, that's not work. What's work is getting the content, filming it and all that other stuff. But the editing for me is a piece of cake. I cut back. Like I was trying to do every single day. When I started doing every single day, my channel grew exponentially. And I was just like, I couldn't do that. So between this, my real job, like I have a 9-to-5 career, it was just too much. it was just too much. So I slowed down. So then I'm doing, like I said, the 2 videos, Monday, Tuesday, break on Wednesday, video on Thursday, the live, and then Saturday and Sunday I'm off. Usually I try to film and edit. So like this Saturday, well, actually no, on Sunday, I filmed like 4 videos in a row. They're already in my queue on YouTube. They're scheduled. So I'm good up until Wednesday, where I do the new comic book day. But I'm good tomorrow and probably Monday, Tuesday next week.
So you save some of that stuff, and then you push out a bunch of videos, and then put them in the key, and then
yeah.
So sometimes you might work hard one day, and then you get a week off or something like that.
Yeah. And then you'll notice, because then my I'll probably have a haircut in some of those videos, but then Friday when I'm live, I'm wolfing. So
now I'm going to be paying attention to that.
Damn it!
Like, I knew you didn't just do this video.
No, so even when I do the videos, like I try to mention, like, and it's funny because I leave it in there. So I'll be like, let's just say today was Friday. So yesterday when the new comic books, on Wednesday, oh my God, this shit is hard because I forget the dates. And I'm just like, whatever.
Yeah, that's why a lot of times we don't mention dates or anything on pre-recorder. So I was like, not sure when this is coming out. So
yeah.
You mentioned you were watching Winking. What other YouTube channels were you watching where you said, man, I want to do this. This is something I can get into.
Yeah, so of course Gem Mint. I collected statues back, and I have a few statues off to the side, some good sideshow pieces. So of course Gem Mint is a big inspiration. Like I connected with him because he's from Florida, and then he's in Texas. But for me, there's like this East Coast flavor to him, where he's like a hood. You know what I mean? So I connect on that level.
Yeah, I think he grew up in New York, didn't he?
I think he was born in Jersey. And then he was raised in Florida, but there's just like this hood New York feeling to him. And then definitely like I connected to him, and you don't get that a lot on YouTube. So that's what I definitely connected with him on that front. Definitely Wink Inc. as far as like the mystery boxes. Justin's Collectibles, so he does hot toys, and he's in Australia. So that was one of my favorite channels where he had the hot toys. But then, so as you can see, like my shelves, they're pretty organized and stuff. But he had like a glass case, and he fit. So the glass case held like 50 figures, and he fit 150 figures in it. And I was like, oh shit. But those are probably like the main 3 as far as like big channels. And then when I got into it, I just started watching more and more content, watching a lot of content of people that like recently subscribed to me. So when I had only a few subscribers, I would definitely return the sub. And I would try to watch all their videos and comment, because that's how we grow the community.
Sure. All right. So enough about your YouTube channel.
That channel.
First thing, fuck that channel. Fuck that guy. First thing you ever collected.
First thing I ever collected.
Little kid.
Yeah.
You know?
Playboys. Nah, I'm just joking. I was always a action figure guy. So even before comic books, cards, whatever it was, I was always an action figure guy. So I remember I had my mother took real good care of me, if I'm being completely honest. So we grew up, we didn't have a lot of money, but I remember having like all 4 Ghostbusters and a couple of bad guys, all 4 Ninja Turtles and a couple of bad guys for them to fight. And that was really it. Whatever action figures I had, I guess one of my prize action figures was a Mr. T, so the old school A-Team Mr. T, which I actually rebought a couple of months ago. That a Chuck Norris figure, just action figures, man. I was definitely a figurehead.
Nice. So when did you start collecting comics?
So let's see. That had to be my first introduction to comics. My older brother, he had some comics. So I had to be like 8 or 9. So I know he had like a Detective Comics. There was a G.I. Joe in there, a Daredevil, and a Web of Spider-Man. And I would always look through those books when he was like out hanging out, because I thought they were cool because of the pictures and stuff like that. He wound up giving those to me. So that was my first introduction to comics, about like 88, 89. And then I would also collect Garbage Pail Kids cards. So then we would go to every time we went to the bodega, they had it by the counter, and my mom would get us a pack of Garbage Pail Kids cards for $0.25, I think it was, or whatever it was. And then one day they didn't have those Garbage Pail Kids cards, and they had the 1990 Series 1 cards, the Marvel Universe Series 1 cards. So then my mother bought me that, and I was just like, oh snap. I had no idea those were comic book heroes, but I had some of the Secret Wars figures from the 84 line. So I had Baron Zemo, I had Captain America, I had Dr. Octopus, Spider-Man. And then I put 2 and 2 together, and then looking at the back of the cards is like their first appearance, things like that. So then I wind up collecting comic books shortly after that. So this was about like 91. I didn't have a comic book store in the neighborhood, but we had the newsstand. So we would go to the newsstand. I would beg my mother every time we went to do groceries at the A&P, hop right into the little newsstand, and please just buy me a book, no matter what book it was, as long as it wasn't DC. For some reason, my brothers always told me not DC. So I apologize to all the DC fans out there. For some reason, my brother's like, no DC. So we would go in the newsstand, whatever book it was, all from Spider-Man to Dark Hawk, I think was hot at the time, Sleepwalker, down to what's his name, Gru the Wanderer. So I would just buy whatever Marvel book there was, and then shortly after that, a comic book store opened in the neighborhood, and that's when I first got like X-Men #1, the Todd McFarlane Spider-Man #1, and those books by like those dudes, Spawn #1, and it was off to the races from there.
Nice. Yeah, people who grew up with comic book stores don't understand when you get to some parts of the country where you live in the city and stuff. It was either a newsstand or a bodega with a spinner rack is the only place you can get them things. A store. I remember I would when I was about 12, 13, I would dog sit, and the lady would give me money to go to. It was like an ice cream parlor. And that's where I had to go get my comic books, at the ice cream parlor. And it was the spinner rack. Boop, boop, boop. Just grab them and just break out. Yeah, when I have a chance to reorganize, I'd love to get a spinner rack and just put the stuff, sometimes I'm a week, 2 week, 3 weeks behind stuff that I'm reading. Put them in a spinner rack. When I read them, I can put them away instead of having them in a pile in the corner, Yeah, that's what it's funny because I just cleaned up my pile because I had to clean the desk. It's just that we get so backed up that it's like 2-3 weeks worth of books. Yeah, so that's how I'm going to sell the spinner rack to my wife. I'm like, see that pile over there? That'll be gone if you let me get the spinner rack. You can buy them online. You can buy anything online. Definitely. So one of the questions I ask everybody, because when you have your channel, you have your Instagram, and you're posting stuff to stay relevant, content to stay relevant, new books, new videos, speculation, unboxings. So is there something in your overall collection that you love that you normally can't share because it's not really relevant in today's collecting? Yeah. As far as collectibles, I have a couple of hip hop, like I wouldn't say memorabilia, but like over here, I have a big poster, professionally framed, of Ghostface Killer's second album, Supreme Clientele, and it's autographed. So it says, "To Danny, one love, Ghostface." Oh, nice. So that's one of the pieces. My brother was the building manager where Ghostface lived, and they were like boys, which is hilarious. So yeah, he got that for me, and then I have autographed piece of paper. It's legit loose leaf paper in a frame. Jay-Z's autograph. So I met him in 98. I used to live, because I had mentioned before that I lived in Bed-Stuy. I lived not too far from the Marcy houses. So I was coming from playing pool. I was 18. So I was walking with my wife. I was 18 with a wife. And we were walking, and then we see him. So I knew who he was because big hip hop fan. He already had 2 albums out. So he's legit standing on Flushing Avenue in front of the Marcy Projects. Bentley parked there, big ass diamonds, big ass chain, by himself. No security, no nothing, playing with a yo-yo. So we walked, and then I was just like, you know what? Let me just go back. So I went back, and I spoke to him. We spoke for a little bit, and I was like, can you autograph my little loosely? I had a notebook for whatever. It was a Saturday, and I had a notebook with me. And then he autographed that. But one of the things that I have, and I have it here. Do you mind if I show it? No, that's what we're here for, man. So yeah, I mentioned the hip hop. So this is Raekwon the Chef's only built for Cuban Linx 20th anniversary of the Purple Tape. So 20th anniversary edition. It comes in this cool little box. And see, I had to highlight you because of what this guy said. Highlight this guy, man. That's hilarious. So the original album was released in 1995. This is where the name Linx originates from, by the way, from this album. So it comes with a book. It has all the lyrics, little stories behind the songs, things like that. And then in this leather case, so it says Chef Raekwon, there is the actual Purple Tape. No way, dude. Yeah, let me just get out the way so you can see it.
So it's legit the actual purple cassette.
No shit. You bought that as a set on the anniversary?
My wife actually got this for me for Christmas, either for Christmas or my birthday when it came out. Like she knew it was my favorite album. So this is one of the. It's not comic book related or anything like that.
Yeah.
But this is one of the prized possessions in my collection. This thing is, yeah, it's fire. So, but you, full disclosure, you told me about this question beforehand, and I was
And I give people the heads up so they can dig something out because first couple of shows I didn't give them a head start, and they're like, "Dude, I got that's in the basement." So.
I was happy when I read that question, and it was funny because I was like scratching my head on, damn, what should I show? And then I was just, it's I literally have it in the closet right there. Like my closet is open, the light and the camera's there, and it's right there looking at me, and that's where the name DJ Linx originates from. There's a long story with it, but it's off of that album. Yeah.
Well, that kind of screws up one of my questions from later on. Wish I would have known that.
I apologize.
That's all right. No, that's good. That's pretty badass, man. So that was what, the 10th anniversary? When?
The 20th anniversary. So that was released in 2005, and it's like limited to like 100 sets.
2015, I mean, right?
Oh, oops.
95, right? 20 years.
Math wasn't my strong suit, sir.
I'm like, I know that came out in 95.
Yeah,
right around the same time as Illmatic. Favorite comic in your collection?
My favorite comic in my collection, it's a slab. I would have to say, damn, do I go for a big boy or I'm going to go for the sentimental value. So my favorite comic is Amazing Spider-Man 347. So I have it slabbed, CGC graded at a 9.6. It's signed by Randy Emberlin, somebody else, and Stan Lee. So 347, it's the one where Venom is holding Spidey's head, like the Hamlet cover.
He talks him into thinking he killed him.
Yeah,
fakes his own death, so he stays on the island.
Yeah. So that was one of my favorite comics growing up. That was when I sold my collection off. I kept that one, and then when I got into slabs, I was just like, I need to get this one autographed. So for my sentimental favorite comic is that one. I guess like one of the big boy books. One of my other favorites, Iron Man 55. So I have that signed at a 9.4, signed and sketched by Joe Sinnott and Stan Lee and Jim Starlin.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah,
those are good. Those are good books.
Yeah. So my collection is mainly like slabs and then new books that I'm reading.
All right. So you reading anything quirky or any kind of indie stuff that you're into?
Legit, I think indies are the way to go, and I'm getting more and more down that indie rabbit hole. This week, I just picked up Goatman, Man Goat, and Bunny Man. I'm just going off the deep end with the indie books. I'm gravitating more toward indie books as opposed to like the superhero stuff. So that, I think my favorite title right now is definitely Department of Truth. So I love Department of Truth. I love Haha. I love that kind of anthology stuff. Department of Truth, Haha. Damn, it was another one that I'm drawing a blank on. But definitely indies.
Yeah, I've definitely kind of gravitated towards that. I did that whole stint for a couple months there where I read every single Future State book that came out so I could do a review of it during our live shows. And I was reading so much and enjoying it that I'm asking people, what are you reading? And, so like I started, Black Cotton was a phenomenal story. First book. I wish that was more of a monthly book, but I won a stack of books from Thoro in an auction called Black Friday. First horror book I've ever read. First issue was good. It hooked me enough where I've put it on my pull list at my LCS for sure.
Yeah.
I don't know if Crossover is considered an indie book. It's kind of off the cuff. I was enjoying the story until the last one. I didn't read last week, so I'm hoping it picks it back up.
Yeah, I think Crossover is one of those things where I'm like, damn, I hope something happens. Yeah. I hope something happens. Something happens on the last page, and I'm like, all right, I'll give it another shot. But it's not a great series, in my opinion.
The first couple gave you promise. And then I think the next couple issues are like, all right, what's going to happen? Okay, so you gave me some superheroes that were, from years ago, but I haven't read the newer one, which came out a week or two ago, so I'm hoping. And then I read that first Noctera. That thing hooked me like crazy too.
That's a great one.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to reading book 2. So it's like I find these books. I don't know if I would go crazy, reading what did you say, Goat Man and Bunny Fucker or something like that? What was it called?
Man, Goat, and Bunny Man. Legit, I was just like, this shit looks crazy. I'm gonna buy it. Oh, Maniac of New York. That's my other one. I know it's biased because of the whole New York thing, but it's a dope premise where it's like if Jason Took Manhattan actually happened. It's a dope premise.
Yeah, so I'm always looking for. If anybody has any good reads that they recommend, hit me up on a private message. I don't go crazy like, Powerpuff Girls or anything like that, but something with some substance. Like I said, that Noctera, I just heard people talking about it, so I went out and bought like the last copy my LCS had, and I'm glad I did. The other one that I haven't read, I ordered it online, like the whole, like 5 different covers with that Geiger.
Yeah.
Has that come out yet, or is it still, because I know I haven't gotten mine yet.
Yeah, it came out last Wednesday. Like I got it, and I'll be honest, it's at the bottom of my pile to read.
Yeah,
I got it because I got caught up in the hype. Everybody's talking about Geiger. So I was like, let me get it. But I'm in no rush to read it. I try to read the like issue 2s, issue 3s, issue 4s just to get caught up on the story. And then I try to leave all the ones for last so I could just bang them all out in one shot. Yeah.
There's a lot to pick from, I'm sure there's I think there's enough out there where everybody can find something to read that they're gonna like. It's a lot of like I'm not a big horror kind of guy, but that the fact that I had the Black Fridays, I'm like I might as well read it, right? And now it's on my pull list, so you never know what you're gonna like.
Yeah.
Do you actively collect anything else besides comics and the stuff that we know about?
Yeah. So right now, just comics and slabs, and then there's been a big lull with the Hot Toys. So nothing has come out recently that I've been wanting to pick up. So I mainly do with the Hot Toys, DC, the movies, the DCU, the MCU, some of the Star Wars, not all because that'll bankrupt you. But nothing has come out in a couple of months, and that usually happens this time of year. So because everything ships from China, so there's a big lull, especially around Chinese New Year in February. Up until now, and then what happens is like a bunch of shit will just come out like in May, so that's crazy. Before COVID, actually, I was real big into clothes, so I have a bunch of clothes, a bunch of sneakers. So I'm staring at like maybe 50 sneaker boxes in the closet.
Okay.
I was real.
So then, yes, you collect sneakers.
That was before COVID, so it's been a year. So I had. It's funny. I was telling my wife where I had this awakening, where I was just like, I don't need any of this shit. Like none of this stuff makes me happy. So I work in the city. I work not too far from Times Square, right down the block from Midtown Comics flagship store. So every day lunch break, I would either go to Midtown Comics to buy something, or I would go to the department store and buy clothes, and not like cheap clothes, if I'm being completely honest. And every day I would spend like a lot of money on stuff that I didn't need. So a shirt just to hang up in the closet. So then during COVID, when all this stuff is happening, it's just like, I don't need all this stuff. Like, why do I need a fucking $800 shirt? Why do I need to buy sneakers every week? So they're just here because they're there, and legit, I don't touch any of them. I was even telling my daughter's boyfriend, like, some of them are brand new. Can you help me get rid of them? Because he has a sneaker website, Inject Kicks, and just to get rid of them. And so like right now, just collecting comic books, Hot Toys, and Funkos. I'm sorry about getting to that answer in a roundabout way.
That's all right. It's enough. It's enough, though, right?
Yeah.
Jace also wants to know if you're reading Ice Cream Man.
I am not reading Ice Cream Man. When I got into the game, they were about on issue 21. I'm definitely going to pick up the trades, though.
I don't even know anything about it, so I'm guessing he's asking you because it's good, but.
Yeah, so I would assume it's like Haha is like I wouldn't want to say a spin-off of it, but it's like derived from Ice Cream Man, but just every story is with clowns. But I'm into that anthology horror.
I just gotta say this, that is not okay.
Wow.
Clowns in the story, every book. It's not okay. It's not okay.
I enjoy
I will not be reading anything with clowns in it, so I'm glad you told me that. I will not be picking up Haha.
But they're not like evil clowns. So
that's all there is.
I'm going to
I don't care if it's Bozo or Krusty. They're all evil.
I'm going to DM you a picture of me a couple of Halloweens ago. I was a killer clown and I got my makeup done like professionally by whatever, blah, blah. It was like some scary shit. I'll DM you.
Why would you do that to me? You know, I'm a light sleeper as this.
I'm gonna dress like a clown and knock on your door. Roger.
You want to do that for sure. So you look at your YouTube channels, your social media. We know you like comics. We know you like music. We know you like hot toys. What's something that somebody wouldn't know about DJ Linx just by looking at your social media?
That's a good question. I had to give it some thought because there's a lot of things that you wouldn't know about me by just looking at my social media. But one of the main things, and I try to keep my personal life separate from my YouTube or Instagram life, and that's my family, right? So I'm a big family guy. My wife, like I mentioned before, I was 18 married. My wife and I were together, high school sweethearts, and we've been together, going on 24 years, I think. And I have a daughter, so my daughter's 22. I'm super proud of her and all that other stuff. But I made the decision when I was going to launch an Instagram, because I'm going to be completely honest, I'm totally anti-social media. Because there's been this, like, stories where social media is from the social dilemma, is the cause of a lot of problems.
Yeah,
so I
sure.
definitely wanted to keep my personal life separate from that. So I don't put any of my personal stuff on there. But yeah, that's one of the things where I'm a family man. I'm a super dedicated husband. I love my wife. My wife is my best friend. She comes with me to all the cons. Like we don't dress up or anything like that. But she's a big support system, and my daughter as well. So
That's good stuff, man. I like that. I am also a big family guy. You know, I got a daughter that's she's a freshman in college.
Mhm.
My son's a sophomore in high school.
Nice.
Plays 2-3 sports, you know, quarterback, football, lacrosse, maybe basketball again. I mean, he's just turned 16 and he's almost 6'4". So
Jesus,
yeah. So it's a lot of time spent with the family for sure.
that's double me if I stay.
Otto wants to know what kind of camera you're using.
What kind of camera we're using? I remember he asked me this when I met Otto on Kevin from Superpower Reviews show, and Otto was asking me I think for this one is a Sony 7S, I think it's called. So I use two cameras because I don't like moving it. So for the lives, I use a Sony 7S2, I think it is, and then for my live videos, it's like a Sony 6400.
Okay, so you use two different cameras.
Yeah, I don't like moving the camera because then it's like you gotta whatever. So it's that, and then it's like 4K. So I have it hooked up to the laptop with the cam link. So it could come out crystal clear.
There you go, Everett. Now you know what to go buy. So you're a big music guy, man. All right. So
Yeah, definitely.
So let's do this. What's your favorite genre of all time, and what era of that genre?
Definitely hip hop. That's like a no-brainer hip hop. I listen to everything though, so I listen to a bunch of weird shit too. But definitely hip hop. Favorite era has to be the 90s from 91 to 97. So that's when I got into it. So from Cypress Hill was the first tape that I ever owned. The Cypress Hill self-titled tape with How I Could Just Kill a Man, Hand on the Pump, all that other stuff. Love it. So that, like, Cypress Hill, Das Effect's first album, Fushniken's first album, then Illmatic, Wu-Tang, Doggy Style, Ready to Die. And I think I'm naming them in chronological order or in the order that I bought them. Although then, like I said, the Wu-Tang, Method Man's first album, Only Built for Cuban Links, which came out in 95, Mobb Deep's first album. And clearly I'm New York biased. Like I named all those albums and there was only one West Coast album in there. So just that 90s hip hop, boom bap. I love it. I love it.
Man after my own heart, bro.
Yeah.
I go back a little earlier than the 90s because I'm a little older than you know, but that's me all the way for sure. I mean, I listen to everything, you know. We always talk about, you know, when I ask you what's something nobody would know, the first couple of shows I shared that I love the theater, you know, but I grew up on country western with my parents, French Canadian descendants. You know, in high school I had hair down to my ass. I listened to metal and hair music, you know. Then I would go clubbing, and then, you know, ultimately when I'm just relaxing, you know, it's some smooth hip hop in the background, maybe instrumental, maybe some primo instrumental music in the background and stuff. But
Greatest producer of all time.
Yeah, man. 90s to you know, late 90s that's the era right there.
Yeah, definitely. Like I love that stuff. And then not to shit on new music, but I don't listen to new music. Like I don't connect with new music. So I would go to let's say, classic rock from the 70s. It's something that I didn't listen to before. It's new to me. So I discovered classic rock from the 70s. Some like doo-wop. I listen to doo-wop, which is hilarious. Even I would listen to stuff like, classical is not my jam, but I'll listen to like druid chanting or like these motets, which were like early like church type songs where it's just like people harmonizing.
Yeah.
I'll listen to that like in my office at work. It like relaxes me, but then people think you're weird as fuck listening to chanty church music.
Oh, trust me, people come into my office and they're always like, oh, what are we listening to today? You know, I also love like Spanish guitar, so just instrumental, you know, and people will come and like, what are you listening to? You know, I feel like I'm in Spain or something. I'm like, that's the vibe I'm going for today, man.
that Spanish guitar. It's funny because we were talking about earlier the freestyle. So like in the Mexican, love it.
Yeah, big fan for sure. How about we go into our rapid fire?
Oh,
all right. So the idea is I have 15 questions. Try to answer them off the top of your head. You can elaborate if you'd like, but you know, answer the first thing that pops in your head.
Okay.
All right, ready?
Yep.
Favorite holiday?
Christmas.
Biggie or Pac?
Sorry for laughing, Biggie.
I know. After our interview, I'm seeing that some of these I already know the answers to. Star Wars or Star Trek?
Is neither enough? Well, I guess I'll say Star Wars.
Batman or Superman?
Batman. Superman is the most boring character in the history of the world. Sorry if you're a Superman fan.
Man, just killed me, man. Cut it.
That's it. I'm out. The big hook is gonna take me. Yeah.
I don't know if you. I'm not. Okay, I'm gonna ask you. Only built for Cuban Linx or Illmatic?
See, that's a hard one because Only Built for Cuban Linx is my favorite album of all time, but I think Illmatic is the greatest hip hop album of all time. I'm gonna say Linx.
Yeah, I figured you would. Invisibility or super strength?
Super strength.
Tribe Called Quest or Woo?
Woo. That's tough though, but I'd say Woo.
Hulk Hogan or Ultimate Warrior?
Hulk Hogan.
If you could have dinner with 3 people, dead or alive, real or fake?
Wow, that's a good one. I would say this is I would say my mom. My mom passed. It's going on like 11 years, so definitely I would love to see my mom again. My grandfather and I don't know. Let's say Biggie. That'll be weird.
Yeah, that'd be
like, Biggie, what are you doing here? Yeah.
He's eating the T-bone and drinking Welch grape. When you were 10, what did you want to be when you grew up?
A veterinarian.
Nice.
Yeah, I've always loved animals.
That didn't happen though.
No.
Okay.
Street scout.
What's your hidden talent?
Hidden talent. I could write poetry. Like I was in high school and stuff. I was in the poetry club, and then that led into me like writing little raps and stuff like that. So I guess poetry. I can also juggle, which is random.
You juggle?
Yeah.
Can you juggle while reciting your poetry?
No, I have to concentrate on shit. To juggle.
I want you to practice that. When you come on next time, you're going to show us off. All right? Mm-hmm. If someone were to play you in a movie, who would it be?
Ice Cube.
Ice Cube or his son?
Nah, angry ass Ice Cube. Because I'm smiling and because I like this stuff, but off camera I could be a little like intense and high strung.
You New Yorkers. One place in the world you would go if you could just snap your fingers and be there.
Turks and Caicos. So definitely Turks and Caicos on the beach. So it's like in the Caribbean.
Okay.
So my wife and I, before COVID, we travel like every year. We go on vacation and things like that. And then Turks and Caicos is probably our favorite vacation spot. So it's legit, Raj. White sand beach, the bluest water you can imagine. Really? On the beach, on the hotel, literally the beach for yourself. There's no one there. So if you think of that Corona commercial where it's literally the person with that was our vacation for weeks, not for weeks, for a week. And then we travel a lot, and I would love to go there.
Just you and Snoop. Just you and Snoop and a Corona. If you could spend one day in someone else's shoes, who would it be?
That's a great question. I can't give a name for some reason. I'm blanking on a name, but it will definitely be somebody that is the complete opposite of me, or somebody that has to deal with adversity, or somebody that has to deal with judgment and discrimination and things like that, just so that I can understand. So I'm big on diversity, equity, and inclusion. We're all equals. We all deserve representation. We all deserve a seat at the table, and not all of us do. So I would like to spend my day in somebody that maybe doesn't have a voice at the table, in their shoes, just to see what they're going through.
That's a good one. That's a good one. I agree with you wholeheartedly with that, man. I'm a big proponent of that, and I'm not saying that to diminish what they're going through, but I would feel the same way. You know, someone. The funny thing to me, like the funny first answer to me was, I'd like to know what it'd be like Ghostface Killer for one day. That dude's fucking out of his mind, you know. But it is. You just to be able to live a day in the life of somebody who doesn't get the benefit of the doubt. No matter what, you know. Yeah,
not to put like a serious spin on what's going on, but for example, it's like we have the whole Stop Asian Hate movement that's going on, because there's a lot of people getting attacked, and it's just like, why? Like, I would want to understand the fear that somebody just walking to the store might have, or let's say somebody getting pulled over by the cops might have. Just a better understanding of things that are going on in the world that I am not qualified to understand, because I'm not walking in that person's shoes. Sorry for getting all like.
No, I'm good, man. This is what we're about, man. We definitely talk about those kinds of things, and I definitely don't shy away from that conversation.
Comic books.
Yeah. If past lives were real, what would be yours?
I would probably be like a vaudeville entertainer or something. Like I'm kind of corny.
Juggling and reciting poetry.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The poetry, juggling, my corny jokes here and there. Yeah, definitely vaudeville.
That's it. That's 15, man. That was good.
Boom.
There's quite a few new questions on there that I pulled out just for you today.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate that.
Of course, I can't ask hip-hop questions of everybody that's on my show, so definitely pulled those on. I had a few for Hip-Hop Is Me when he was on, but I was interviewing, you were talking about Cuban Linx. I'm like, oh, great, there goes that freaking question.
Yeah.
I was trying to pick two albums, because they both came out around the same time, and they both had that same, well, I'm going to tell you what it's like to live in my neighborhood, whether you want to hear it or not, attitude, like that vibe to them, and they both had, and it was something that people weren't used to. Like they were used to, the whole, we're gangsta, this is it. But these guys would tell you how their day was. This is what I actually living. I'm not going to sugarcoat it or make it worse or less than what it is. And I think like you said, Illmatic being probably one of the best hip hop albums ever is because it was Nas. Like his flow and his ability to take words and rhyme them, even though they didn't rhyme, and stay on beat no matter what that beat did. And even if the beat switched up in the middle of a song, he stayed with it. Not too many people can do that. Yeah,
definitely. Like Illmatic. My criticism of Illmatic is that it's too damn short, right? It's 10 songs, and one of them is the intro. It's a skit. Yeah. So it's 9 songs. So for me, it's a glorified EP, but it's just perfect from beats, rhymes, everything. With Only Built for Cuban Linx, for me, it was the first hip hop album that was a cinematic experience. So they were the ones that introduced that whole mafioso, what did that? The aliases, Raleigh Fingers, Lex Diamonds, and all that other stuff. They introduced that, and that mafioso rap that Jay-Z ran with the next year on Reasonable Doubt. But they introduced that whole thing to the rap game, and for me, it was just mind blowing because it was like watching a movie. And then with RZA, I don't think RZA gets enough credit. for him to produce all the songs, I think he did all of them but one on Only Built for Cuban Links. Every beat is fire. To produce that, at the same time, he was producing Jizz's Liquid Swords that has a completely different sound where every beat is fire. And then Iron Man, some of the beats were in the works, completely different sound and all fire. That dude, for me, just for his work that he did in the mid-90s with Wu-Tang, from the first album up onto Wu-Tang Forever, like that should solidify him as one of the best producers in rap. Like his catalog is insane.
He does, but he also got a lot of help from Primo on some of those. I mean, Primo worked on Illmatic. Primo worked on some of the Wu-Tang stuff. I mean,
no. So Primo did. Yeah, he worked on Illmatic. He had no involvement with Wu-Tang.
You don't think he? I think him and RZA worked together on some of that earlier stuff. Maybe not the first album.
No, dude, it's like a completely different sound.
But yeah, like he created a sound for each member of Wu-Tang, and when they made their solo albums, he had it down right.
Yeah, which is crazy and it's a 9-man group. Well, we don't count the 7th, 8th, 9th member, but for everybody to have their unique sound that what it is when you're 2019 in June 2019 in Coney Island. So they did the whole Wu-Tang concert in Coney Island in the amphitheater. I was probably like in the second row, like right in the center. Phenomenal show. I saw Ghostface at in Brooklyn at this place called Brooklyn Bowl. So it's a half club venue, half bowling alley. I saw Ghostface. I was legit on the stage, like leaning on the stage watching Ghostface. Cool. Ghostface is my guy.
I almost paid to do one of those where like someone famous sends you a message. I was looking to get one for our channel cameos, and I was like, I'm gonna get one for like. So we've had a couple, but we, like Ever got me one for my birthday, and it was I forget his name, but he did Batman in the animated series. He was the voice Conroy,
Kevin Conroy,
and it was funny because he was like Roger, he did the Batman voice, happy birthday, and said all our names, and then once he was done, he went into like 10 minutes of talking about life, and it was very eerie. But Ghostface was on there, and I'm like, if I can get him to come stepping out of a limo saying hi to us, like, but you can't control what they do.
Yeah.
That would have been.
You'll be like, yo, Roger, what up? Send my bread. Boom, and that's it. Hang up on you.
Yeah, right. I was, because our age difference, obviously, you see, you were born in 80.
Yeah, I was born in 80, so I'm 41.
Yeah, so I was born in 73. So I love Gangstar. That's my group, Guru and Gang and Primo.
Yeah.
So listening, that kind of started that era of music. So back then, there weren't a lot of touring hip hop shows. So hip hop artists would tag on to festivals, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's Family Values. How I got to see Lost Boys. I got to see Mobb Deep with that. That's how I got to see Run DMC. That's how I got to see Wu-Tang. Like, I got to see those bands that I was listening to, even though I was there for both the main act and the opening act. So that's my son now. He's like, Dad, you gonna take me to see Lil Baby? I'm like. I was like, wait a minute, you got to give me an hour to memorize the 10 words in a song, and then I'll.
That's one of the things that I miss about like the pandemic and stuff is concerts. Like my wife and I, they're like, we go and we party, we go to the concerts and stuff. The three of us. One of the best shows I've ever been to is hilarious. We went to a Beyonce concert in Pennsylvania. So like we went, the three of us, so we go and we're sitting like in the third row, and like she's performing. My wife is a big Beyonce fan, so she's crying and shit, like, oh my God, Beyonce. So Beyonce is dancing that song, freedom, whatever. Yeah. So she's performing, it's probably like in 2 inches of water. So then she's singing the song, and when it gets to the chorus, she just starts kicking. So I'm filming, and then you see the water just splashing. I have Beyonce foot water on my face to this day. I've never washed my face.
And your wife is in love with it, right?
Yeah, and she's just like, it matched her tears. So it actually hit her tears. She's like, oh my God, the queen. It was hilarious. But yeah, I enjoy going to concerts, man.
I do too. And I'll probably bring it. The thing is we always have this argument because he's trying to find, Dad, listen to this. You're going to like this. And like, I hate the computer generated drum roll beat. Yeah. There's nothing to it. You know, if you can come to me with a new artist who whines but has a sample of a song with an actual producer who produced it, I might be more apt to give it a chance. I hate that. Like that. What is that? It takes nothing. You could I once I proved it to him by downloading Auto-Tune and putting 10 words into it and spit out a goddamn rap song. I'm like, look, dude, this is what most of these guys do.
And it was a hit.
Yeah, it was a hit. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not into that new stuff. So I couldn't tell you a Lil Baby song. The Baby, he has some stuff. He has some good stuff. He's the more lyrical out of the new generation.
Yeah.
But I think he puts out like one of those things where it's a dumb song for like the masses, but then there's some hidden gems on it.
Yeah, he does. He's the new Ja Rule, man. He's on like all these radio songs in the middle of a pop stars.
That's right. He was on, I think, like Katy Perry's latest or some shit.
Yeah, it was Dua Lipa.
Dua Lipa. There we go.
Dua Lipa. So I hate to be that that funny like get off my lawn guy.
Yeah.
What makes my music better than yours? But it's something about when you have music that has less talent. If you can give me a song that is more talented than what I listen to, I'm going to listen to it. Songwriters are songwriters.
Yeah.
What you're giving me is a computer-generated machine gun sounding drum roll with a guy who uses 10 words and says them over and over.
Yeah, no, it's true. And
while crying.
I ain't got time for that.
Yeah.
While crying.
Lil Wayne ruined rap.
I am going to wholeheartedly agree with you there. I'm waiting for the hate comments to roll in.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Lil Wayne ruined rap. He put on tight pants. He just with that whining.
Yeah, it was when the audience stopped glorifying the drug dealer and started glorifying the drug user. That's when everything changed. Because before it was the hustler, glorify the hustler. You see the guy in the corner with the money and the cars.
Yeah.
And then they started glorifying the guy getting high, which Lil Wayne was at the center of that. So I agree with you, dude.
Yeah. It's all downhill from there.
He'll never be on my show.
That's right. You heard it here first, Lil Wayne. You ain't ever coming on live with the Kranky Canadian unless you're watching them. Call.
That's not true, Roger. Lazy.
That's funny. All right, brother. We've been kicking it for a fucking hour and 10 minutes, man. Plus, I didn't even realize it was already past 8:00. You've been a great guest. This has been an awesome time for sure. This is the part of the show where you tell us what you got going on, man. If you got something to sell or you got something to promote, now's the time to do it. Highlight this guy, man.
I'm gonna grab this. So we're doing a giveaway on my channel. Just look for the video. It's called New Giveaway Announcement Details. We're giving away. This is a Hot Toys Darth Vader Empire Strikes Back figure. All you have to do is leave a comment on that video and be a subscriber, and we are going to draw a name. I think it's on May 7th on In the Mix with DJ Linx, and that's every Friday at 9 p.m. There isn't a subscriber milestone or anything attached to it. The contest is open up until May 4th, 8 p.m. So you want to get in on this. This is and these things ain't cheap. So I was just like, let me do that for the community. I love this community and I enjoy giving back. My channel, if you haven't visited my channel, please, I would like for you to subscribe to my channel. We do mystery boxes, Hot Toys reviews, new comic book day pickups, and then we have that live show on Friday called In the Mix with DJ Linx, where we do something similar to this, where it's just sitting back, kicking, basically talking shit. So that's my sell.
That's good stuff, man. You got a lot of good stuff. I watched a bunch of your videos over the last couple of weeks, and like I said, you're on Fridays. A little tough because sometimes we're on Fridays, so I don't get to be in the live chat, but I try to watch them on the rewind. Anybody in the chat watching this on rewind, if you look in the description of this video, you'll see a link to DJ Linx's YouTube channel and his Instagram page. So go there, follow him on Instagram, go to his YouTube channel, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you know when he's putting some stuff out. You know the routine, guys. You don't know when someone's going live. You miss stuff. Someone decides to do an impromptu giveaway, which we do every once in a while with three men. Bam, you missed it. I didn't know that happened. Well, that's why you hit the notification bell so that you get notified. So go over to DJ Linx's YouTube channel. Like I said, the link is in the description of this video and his Instagram. So it's nice and easy for you to find. We got some stuff going on here on our channel. So first up is if you're here just for DJ Link and you've never even heard 3 Men in the Basement, please subscribe to our channel. We would appreciate that very much. So, as I was just saying, hit that notification bell so when we get, go live, you're informed. Like this video. Let the algorithm know that you like us. And even if you don't like us, like the video, leave a comment. Tell us what you like, what you don't like, what you want changed. You can't get rid of me, so don't put that in the comments. But we would appreciate it. May 22nd, folks, 4th annual 3 Men in the Basement comic swap. May 22nd, it's a Saturday. It is after the weekend after Mother's Day, the weekend before Memorial Day. Planned it perfectly. We had to cancel last year's because we were in the middle of a pandemic, and now we are ready to go. The vendors are filling fast. If you want a table, reach out to us on Instagram, 3 Men in the Basement on Instagram. Guys, this is a blast. We got independent artists there, and I believe we have Spineworks is going to be there, and they're going to be taking CGC submissions.
Wow.
If you have any on site. So that is something that's awesome. We are going to have a DJ there. We are going to have tons of vendors, tons of books. We're going to have food. We're going to have maybe some adult beverages. I may be in charge of the bar, so being nice to me wouldn't hurt. And if you've never been there, guys, we do trivia all day, free gifts. We do door prizes. The trivia is free. I hand you a sheet. You answer some questions. Whoever gets the most, we give away a ton of prizes. It's going to be $5 to get in. Kids under 12 are free. For vendors, we're asking for a donation to the raffle, $100 donation to the raffle. Like I said, the vendor table, it's a big space. Probably 30 plus vendors we can fit in there. So they're filling fast. So if you want to be in on it, contact us on Instagram, 3 Men in the Basement. And it's going to be a good time, guys. We're really looking forward to it. A lot of people in this neck of the woods is looking forward to it. We have a comic show this weekend that I think is going to be jam-packed because people are itching. So if you can't make it there, make it to Connecticut on the 22nd. It's going to be a great time. As always, thank you to the friends of the channel, Defects, Warriors, East Meets West, Very Gary, Keep It Thorough, Aegis Comics, Lords of Long Box, Spine Ticks. These are the people that have helped us get where we are. We hit 2,500 subs, and a couple weeks ago we did our giveaway. And I always like showing this picture. DJ Linx, there's nothing wrong with dressing up in cosplay. So if you've never seen this picture, you definitely got to pick out me and Otto.
Mm-hmm.
Our wives, and those are our kids, our 5 kids. My daughter is Raven, and my son is Nightwing in this picture. So
Nice.
It's fun, man. We have fun with it, and that's the kind of fun we're gonna have at our swap. We call it a swap. It's not really a show, anything like that, but it's an extravaganza because between the DJ and all the good stuff going on, you're not gonna want to miss it, guys.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. I'm gonna try to make it up there.
Yeah, definitely. Man. You ain't that far away. I thought I was gonna see you this weekend in New Hampshire, but that's all right. Stuff happens,
My wife's birthday, damn it. How dare you have a birthday the weekend of a show?
Don't you have another one next year? I don't think that would go over well. So, hey, Daniel, I appreciate you being on live with the Kranky Canadian, man. I appreciate you. This has been a great interview. One of the best flowing ones. I mean, the time went by like that. I lost track of time. I didn't get to nearly all the questions I had available. Which is a good problem to have. That means you were comfortable and you really did a great job. So thanks for being here, bro.
Cool. Thank you. No, and thank you for the opportunity. I was legit when I told you when I saw your name pop up in my DM. I was elated, and just thank you for the opportunity. I greatly appreciate it.
Yeah, for sure, man. Why not? I mean, I just had a feeling you'd be a good guest, and you definitely were. So thanks a lot. So on behalf of 3 Men in the Basement, behalf of Dave in the Cave, Everett Otto, I am Roger Levesque, aka the Kranky Canadian, and we are out. Peace out, everybody. Good night, Canada.